everyone, it's Angela McDonald with Angela's Attic in New Glasgow. Welcome to part 1 of our video series on how to refinish this dresser using fat paint. When you stop in to see us and we talk about your fat paint project, we're going to provide you with this brochure. This is a brochure made by the Fat Paint Company, and it includes instructions on how to use their product, a color chart, and their online information. Included in the brochure is this handy little card with steps to follow, and we're going to be talking about step 1 on that card. So the first step when you're doing your piece is to give it the all over or once over clean. And here's what we recommend. Use a fine grit sandpaper. This is a 150 grit sanding block. We have these here in the store. You could also use a fine grade sandpaper. Make sure that it's a fine grade. You don't want to scratch your piece as you're doing your sanding. What you're going to do with this is you're going to give your piece just a light sanding. And we're going to show you how it's done. But basically, just go ahead and sand your piece. Once you've sanded your piece, what you're going to do is just give your piece a wipe down with a damp cloth. Use a little cleaner if it's required, so like a dish soap or just a nice light cleaner. We'll talk with you in more detail about cleaners, what to use and what not to use when you come in the store. One thing you always want to make sure is if you have used a cleaner that you wipe your piece down with just plain water before you go ahead with your paint. When you come in to see us about your project, we'll speak with you about what your piece has been used for before and talk with you about whether your project might need a little more preparation with a good cleaner or a shellac. So, we've given you some explanation on how you prepare your piece before you paint. We're going to take a little break right now and we're actually going to do some of that. Check out the video clips that will follow. We'll be using some 150 grit sanding paper to give it an all-over sanding. The top is a little rough, and so we're going to use an orbital sander to just smooth that out, and then we're going to be cleaning the piece. Alright, so we have the piece all sanded and cleaned and it's ready for its paint. If you're wondering why we're missing a drawer in the bottom, it's not actually missing, but we took that out earlier today when the customer brought her piece in to choose her color. We did a little test spot of the color on that drawer and we just don't want you to see what color we're going to use. So that's it for video 1 in this series on how to transform this dresser. Tune into part 2 when we'll be applying the paint and you can see us transform this old dresser into a real beauty. And here's a hint, we're using an Amanda Forrest color.